What if I told you that Sri Lanka, or Ceylon as it was formerly called, had a European Prime Minister over 300 years ago? A man who rose to the heights of power only to fall victim to whispers of forbidden love, betrayal, and palace intrigue. And what if I told you that his story ended in a tragic execution that still echoes through history? Intrigued? Well, let's dive into the extraordinary story of Pedro Dascon, the first European to hold one of the highest offices in the erstwhile Canadian kingdom. Our story begins with Pierre de Gascon, later known as Pedro de Gascon or simply Dascon. Born to a French naval officer who arrived in Ceylon with Admiral de la Haye's fleet in 1672 and a Portuguese mother, young Dascon's upbringing was nothing short of extraordinary. Despite his European heritage, Dascon was deeply immersed in local traditions. He received an education that blended East and West, learning Portuguese from Father Jacome Gonçalves, Sinhala language and literature from the renowned scholar Suriago de Samanero, and receiving spiritual guidance from Father Joseph Vaz, a revered Catholic missionary. Described as strikingly handsome, a natural blend of his French and Portuguese lineage, Dascon enjoyed privileges few could dream of. His father's close association with King Vimaladarmasuriya II granted him unparalleled access to the palace, including the highly restricted chambers of the ladies, concubines, and queens. Dascon's destiny took a dramatic turn when he formed a close friendship with Prince Kunda Saleh, the future King Veera Parakrama Narendra Singha, the last Sinhala monarch of the country. Their bond, strengthened by shared experiences and palace intrigues, proved unbreakable. When Narendra Singha ascended the throne in 1707, Dascon stood loyally by his side. In recognition of his unwavering support, the king appointed him Mahadikaram or Chief Minister in 1709, propelling Dascon to a position of immense influence and power. But power breeds envy, and the Canadian nobility, already seething over Dascon's meteoric rise, began plotting against him. Adding to the growing tension was the arrival of Queen Pramila Devi in 1708, a South Indian Nayakar celebrated for her beauty and intellect, though her royal lineage continues to spark historical debate. While King Narendra Singha, often dubbed the Playboy King, indulged in his harem and courtly revelries, Queen Pramila spent her days in solitude at the Hanguran Ketta Palace. Some accounts portray the king as a devout Buddhist who supported temple renovations, while others highlight his volatile temperament and fondness for indulgence. In the frequent absences of the king, Dascon, a poet at heart, found a kindred spirit in the queen. Their shared love for literature led to an exchange of poetry, innocent at first, but their growing closeness soon sparked rumors of a forbidden romance. The turning point came when Queen Pramila Devi was struck by a mysterious illness that baffled the royal healers. As part of a ritual known as Bali, a life-size clay effigy of the queen was commissioned. However, when Dascon inspected the effigy, he pointed out an error and instructed the sculptor to add a birthmark on the queen's thigh, a detail he had no way of knowing. This revelation sent whispers echoing through the palace, eventually reaching the king's ears. Fueled by jealousy and suspicion, King Narendra Singha accused his childhood friend of betrayal. Dascon was imprisoned, but even from his cell, he poured his heart into poems pleading his innocence. Tragically, these never reached the king. In 1710, Pedro Dascon was beheaded on the king's orders. But the story didn't end there. Queen Pramila, devastated by the loss of her confidant, is said to have taken her own life by consuming a poisonous tuber. The aftermath was equally dramatic. With no children from Queen Pramila, the Canadian throne passed to her brother from South India, ending an unbroken Sinhalese royal lineage that had lasted for over 2 millennia. Was Pedro Dascon's relationship with Queen Pramila truly romantic? Or was it just a close friendship twisted by jealous rivals? And here's the big one. Did Dascon's rise to power threaten the traditional nobility, ultimately sealing his fate? What do you think? Was Dascon just a victim of palace intrigue? Or did his own actions lead to his tragic downfall? But wait, there is a twist. What if the whole story of Dascon and Pramila was made up by the Candian nobles to cover up their own treachery? As the saying goes, where there is smoke, there is fire. And the records do hint at Dascon's well-known flirtations with women. So what's your take on all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear what you think. And if you're fascinated by stories like this, tales of love, betrayal and history, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. From politics to cinema, history to culture, I bring you stories that inspire and intrigue. Until next time, this is me, Zamir Karim, signing off. Let's keep unraveling the mysteries of history, one story at a time.